Okay, so with the NFL playoff set, we do have the first 18 picks of the NFL draft in the official order. Anything from 19 and beyond is just speculation on part of the records of teams. So, like Green Bay, if they were to upset Dallas, they're not going to have the 19th pick. If Pittsburgh upsets the Bills, then they're not gonna have the 23rd. But like the Rams could beat the Lions. Pittsburgh loses to Detroit, or not to Detroit, to Buffalo, and then Pittsburgh all of a sudden is picking before the Rams. So that's just little things there, which is why we're only going to focus on picks 1 to 18, which are the official picks until trades and anything like that. So, we will have the Chicago Bears with the first overall pick for a second year in a row, even though they didn't have the worst record. And that is because last year, when the Carolina Panthers traded to the number 1 pick in order to draft Bryce Young, they traded away the following year's first round pick, which, having the worst record in the NFL, you now traded the first overall pick. So you traded 9, DJ Moore, a few other picks, and a first overall pick to trade up to the first overall pick. That's what you did. You traded 2 firsts, including the first overall pick, to trade up to the first overall pick. And your star receiver. Obviously, Carolina doesn't know, hey, we're going to suck, and we're going to end up having the number 1 pick anyway. They obviously don't know that when they're trading up to 1 to draft Bryce Young. But I guess they wanted to do something in order to ensure they get a good quarterback, and here you are. So Chicago will have the first overall pick, and they can decide if they want to trade the first overall pick away for a second year in a row, or if they want to use it on another quarterback like a Caleb Williams or a Drake May, in which case you then trade away Justin Fields. And there's speculation on, which you should do. And I've heard something, and it's pretty fair, where if you think it's worth paying Justin Fields somewhere in the $40 to $50 million a year ballpark, then you keep him. If you think Justin Fields is worth 40 to 50 a year, then you trade it with the first overall pick. If you do not believe Justin is worth that, you trade Justin and you draft a quarterback at number 1, whether it be Caleb Williams or Drake May, or shock the world and select Michael Penix Jr. or J.J. McCarthy or anyone like that. Jaden Daniels, whoever it may be. Washington comes in at 2. They just fired Ron Rivera. My guess is they probably take a quarterback. Obviously, this isn't a mock draft, but I do think they will. Sam Howell, while he played fine, they need a quarterback of the future. New England, who knows what's going on with them, and Bill Belichick, we'll see what happens in the future, if he stays, leaves, and what they do with the 3rd pick. Arizona, now this is their own pick, but they still have Houston's pick with the trade they did with Houston last year, when Houston jumped from, I believe it was 12 to 3 in order to take Will Anderson. So now they're at 4. And, right? Or was it... Because I'm just trying to think. I think it was 12, and then Arizona traded from 12 to 6, if I remember correctly. It's just all going like through. I'm like, So, yeah. Arizona. Well, this might be the pick where you get a Marvin Harrison Jr. To give to Kyler Murray. Because, or you can, and then you have the other first round pick where you can draft an offensive lineman. Or if there's an offensive lineman you feel like is worthy at 4, you could get a receiver later in the first round. So that'll be interesting to see what they do. LA Chargers, they need help. for Herbert. I don't know if they. I don't think you draft a receiver after just taking Quentin Johnston, unless if Keenan Allen leaves, then maybe you take a receiver. But you probably want help on defense, that's gonna be interesting too. Like, you have Justin Herbert and the 5th overall pick, so that's gonna be an enticing job for whoever gets it. Then the New York Giants, who knows what happens with them? Daniel Jones is not worth it, so I don't know if this is a quarterback. But I think Daniel Jones, I think he has to be on the roster this year. And then after this year, you can cut him and have somewhat less dead money. Tennessee, I don't know if they take a quarterback or not. Atlanta, they might. Chicago, again. So Chicago has 2 picks in the top 10, which is actually pretty impressive, I guess. To have 2 top 10 picks, and you get to decide if you want, if you want to draft a quarterback, if you don't, if you want to trade away, if you want to draft a lineman, like, you can kind of do whatever you want here. The Jets, offensive lineman. This has got to be an offensive lineman at 10, because Aaron Rodgers is going to get killed again next year if you don't. Minnesota, quarterback, right? That's the way I see it. Though at this point, you're getting pretty much the last of the cream of the crop guys. Denver, again, last of the cream of the crop. 13, Vegas. God, you're probably out of quarterback range at this point. Saints, Indy, Seattle, Jacksonville, Cincy. Cincy having the 18th pick, that's actually pretty good considering, they've had Joe Burrow for a few years and they've been picking at the end of the first round, except for the year they drafted Jamar Chase. When they had the 5th pick and took Chase, that was like the last high pick they had. Because after that, it was trip to the Super Bowl, I think AFC Championship, and now here. So that's actually a good spot for them where they can get a semi-decent player. So that is it for the top 18 picks so far in the 2024 draft. I don't know if I'd make another one as we go through the playoffs. Like, okay, here's the wild card round, and now these teams are locked into their draft position. Okay, now here's this and that, or if I just want to wait until after the Super Bowl, make one, say this is the official draft order. We'll see. But if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.